Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I have been super busy, like I've been saying. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare live chat. We do this every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We are keeping it to an hour tonight because I have tons of stuff to do. And let's get started. We're going to have topics somewhere in the middle unless something comes up because it's so short. We'll just talk about whatever comes up. Um, and we always start out with a whole bunch of hellos and highs. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what you're growing. All right, I'm going to zoom up to the top. You guys are always here before me. Oh my gosh, Steve's here early. Hi, Steve. Welcome. Steve says, Happy National Egg Day to y'all. I did not know it was National Egg Day. Interesting. All right, happy Egg Day. Dawn's here. Welcome, Dawn. All right, you guys are talking. Oh, Steve, I got you going on the cashew apple, huh? Steve's asking, has anyone ever tried a cashew apple? Cashew apple is highly perishable and has a limited shelf life, about 1 to 2 days. I have not, obviously. Cashews are a very warm weather crop. I don't even think they're zone 9. I think they're higher zones than that. Yeah, there you go. Verna's here. Verna's vase place with a little wrench, and she catches all the bad guys for me. She's moderator. If you would like to grow or are growing food on a small scale, she does all her stuff out of her apartment. So check out her channel. And no, I don't think Steve has had a cashew apple because I just told him about him the other day. Yep. Yep. All right. Steve says, if they only last for 2 days once picked, I can see why I never get any. Steve, there are a whole slew of fruit that are like that. My nectar peach is like that. I mean, it's not quite that sensitive. The Silk Road nectarine, that has a very, very short shelf life. And the graft didn't take again. So I got to get that grafted, I think, by someone a little more professional than me. I've grafted a whole bunch. This year, my grafts did not take, so I don't know what happened. This is the first year I used masking tape instead of buddy tape. I don't know if has something to do with it, but I know lots of people who are very successful using masking tape. But I know the Silk Road nectarine is very much it's one that you want to use quickly. But the other peach that I have, the nectar peach, it has a point on the end. So if you notice the peaches in the stores, they're round. They don't have a point on the end. When they have a point on the end, once that gets bruised, they go very quickly. So that's why they're not the ones you find in the grocery store. So there's so many varieties that you can grow that are so much more tasty than what's in the grocery store, because the grocery store has to pick varieties or sell varieties that last a long time. They last the shipping and they last on the shelf. So yeah. Steve says I'm still young and learning. Yeah, Verna, I think you're right. You have to be in an area where cashews are grown to taste the fruit. Yep. I have not eaten one. I haven't been. I don't know what zone they are grown in. And some things are grown and can grow in areas that is not their zone. For example, I know of people growing macadamia nuts in the Bay Area, and that is supposed to be a tropical plant, but people can grow it here. Steve says, I see they are mainly grown in India, Brazil, Costa Rica. Time for a trip. All right. I have watched Weird Explorer. Yes, Verna. Weird Explorer on YouTube. He has some interesting fruits that he comes across. Steve says, I just found it interesting they're related to poison ivy and poison oak. I believe avocados are as well, I think. There's a lot that's related to that, actually. Verna says, fun to fall into research rabbit holes at times. Yep. Yep. You should raise rabbits. Yes. As many rabbit holes you go down. Yes, Steve. I agree. Hey, PJ's here. Welcome, PJ. PJ and I were cooking some Scottish oat cakes. Actually, I have one right here to show you guys. Now they're supposed to be in diamond shapes, but since I made them for an event coming up, I am eating the edges. But these are the Scottish oat cakes. And they are tasty. They're to be eaten with preserves or jelly or jam. There you go. All right. Yes, I was late. Sorry. 86 in your apartment, Verna. That is warm. It is 75 outside. I can't see the inside, but the 75 outside here. That is warm, Verna. Buster's here. Hey, Buster. I hope you're doing well. And everybody's saying hi. PJ says, just finished throwing seeds on manure piles. Now to wait and see if anything grows or animals get free food. There you go. That makes sense. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, Verna says. Yep. Saves the hassle of moving the compost to the garden. I call it a shortcut. You can alternate. So you can have one area be your compost area, and then your garden area is over here, and the next year you grow your garden over here and you have compost over there. People do this. PJ says, my volunteer. I tell you guys I'm exhausted. My volunteer tomatoes and pumpkins are doing great with the other seeds I actually planted in my enclosed garden. That is awesome. I have volunteer tomatoes this year, and I did see a tomatillo, but I accidentally stepped on it, so I don't know if it's going to make it. But yeah, volunteer tomatoes came up, which is pretty cool. And you were the 6th last night. Who was on before you, Dawn? PJ says, actually, I have been moving the barn clean out to the field. Okay. Good. Sorry, everybody yawn. We are all connected now. Erin's here. Hey, guys. Hi, Erin. Hope you're doing well. Everybody's saying hi. Dawn says, I had an amazing day at PT today. Totally shocking. Yay. When I left Friday and thought, no way am I ever going to walk after the surgeon next week. Today, I took off doing a total of 28 feet. That is awesome. Dawn, you're going to get through this just fine. You are going to just wow everybody, I think. I mean, I think you already have wowed everybody. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's saying awesome. Awesome, Dawn from PJ. That's amazing, Dawn from Erin. Congratulations, Dawn from Verna. Yeah. Darn good, Dawn. Pretty soon you'll be walking to the post office, Steve says. Yep. Dawn says, I'm still blown away. I had different PT and asked her, instead of wearing me out first, let me see if I can walk across the room. Yeah, that's a good measure. See what you can do before you do the exercises. Yeah, that's actually a good that's a good thought to do. Verna says grocery stores usually pick those with hard skins. It's not that they're hard skins, it's that, like, especially where you are, if you're getting stuff from California, it is green when they pick it. It is not ripe. So it's just that they're not ripe. Now they can have more tough skins than ones you grow in your own property. But I know when I lived in Iowa and Illinois for a little bit. I went to school I did my undergraduate in Iowa, and I spent a couple years minus summers in Illinois after that, or a little bit after that. And I went through a vitamin deficiency. I'm pretty sure this isn't documented. It's just my cravings. I would eat fruit and I would crave fruit because the nutrients, I think, just weren't in them. They were picked so early that it just didn't make it. Because in that area, the main stuff to grow is corn and soybeans, and like every once in a while, someone has an apple tree, and that was pretty much it. And I could feel, I would eat an orange, but the orange was not satisfying. I could eat a peach. The peach was not satisfying, not juicy for sure. So I think it has a lot to do with when it's picked. And I know just from growing my own fruit, if you have a choice and you pick it when it is absolutely ripe, you are going to win. Like that is better than any store-bought anything. I mean, even if you grow strawberries and you pick the strawberries, oh, it's going to be ready in 2 hours. Let me come back. I mean, I don't think I can actually, predict it down to that close, but you can actually say, oh, I'm getting you tomorrow. Unless the possum gets it, because the possum is apparently eating things in the cherry tree. And my gray squash, which is sad because it was getting like this big. And I went out and it's like, oh, somebody ate this. Little possum has been around. Which possums are good. They do good things, but they also can eat your stuff. Oh, Don says, I can go after the post office. I get both these because it is 1.5 blocks away. That'd be good. That'd be a good saunter. Yeah, Buster says it's great, Don. Yeah. Don says, thank you, everyone. I'm excited. No longer scared to see the doctor. That is awesome. Don, you are awesome, and you are so strong. You are so strong to be going through all that, because I know that's painful. Yeah. Yep. Steve says, you stand tall, Don. Don't let him intimidate you. I don't think she'll get intimidated. BJ has been enjoying your oat cakes plain too. Those were these. Yeah, so she's. How many different jellies did you try on it when we were on the camera? You tried the lilac and you were gonna do the rose, but the rose wasn't good anymore. I had pear butter and I put that on there. But it's good. It's all good. Don says, I won't know for sure. I was convinced there was no way in less than 7 days I would be able to do it. Now I know I can, which means you can do so much more, Don. I mean, your attitude is exactly what you need to do all the recovery stuff, all the prep and all the recovery. Yeah. Berna, you have sad news. Oh, you may be forced into a place where you can't practice self-sufficiency. That sucks. You can't even have them for pets? Seems like rabbits you could have for pets. That sucks a lot, Verna. That, I hope that is not the case. Yeah. And everybody's saying no. Oh, man, you have to find a new place to live? I'm sorry, Verna. Hopefully you find a good place that will let you do all the things you do. Bill's here. Bill says good evening. Good evening, Bill. Welcome. We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Buster says, Verna, that's sad. Absolutely. You know a beautiful Viking house, PJ? I know what you're talking about. Oh. Dawn says, I'm wowed because of the physical therapy team I have. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Verna says, your determination is what makes them a great team. Yeah, I agree. But having good people around you encouraging you is really, really what is, I mean, that's the best thing ever, to have them encourage you. PJ says, Katrina, are you wearing yourself out? Yes. Yes, I am, PJ. I was laying on the floor. That's why I was 3 minutes late. I needed a break. Yes, but it's for good things. Good things are coming, and I'm not telling you yet. Why are the oat cakes diamond shaped? You know, PJ asked me the same thing, and it says to cut them in any shape you want, or square or diamond shapes. I don't know if there's a significance to it or not. On the recipe, it said any shape you want, or square or diamond. So I don't know. I wish I could answer that better, Steve, but that's what it said in the recipe. Oh, you tried 2 flavors on the oatcakes? Okay. 3. That's right, Cajeta. That's right. Because I said so. Not because I said so. Well, because initially I was saying diamond because that's what I remembered. And then I actually read the recipe when PJ asked me if there's a significance. And I read through it. I'm like, it says any shape or square or diamond. So it's fine. Oh, boy. Verna knows. That's why. Verna. Oh, we're not there yet, Verna. Bill says, yeah, I'm usually in bed by now, but just got home and saw you're alive. Woo! Good. Well, we haven't talked in a while. Hope you're doing well. Let us know what you're up to, what you've been up to. Aaron says, how's the temperatures affecting everyone's homestead goals so far this summer? Everything's been fine so far. Like I said, it's 75. I think it's 74 now. I'm looking past the bright light. That's why I have to let my eyes adjust. It's supposed to get hot this week. It's supposed to get into low 90. So 89, 90, 91. We'll see what actually happens. Usually when they do those predictions, they're a little hotter than expected. And we will actually have, I already have water bottles in the freezer for the bunnies. And so that's something to think about. If you guys are in the heat wave, water bottles for bunnies are really, really great to do. Even if they don't cuddle up next to them, just having them in there will cool the space down. So my favorite thing to use is the Tropicana bottles, the not tiny ones, but the medium-sized ones. I don't know. The one that you're not going to drink all of it at once, you shouldn't at least. And not the huge one. But that's because it's a good size. It doesn't roll, so they don't roll it away from them. And then it also, they tend not to chew on those. So I've tried to use Gatorade bottles before, but there's a lip on the bottom. They chew on it, and I mean, 1, you don't want them eating plastic, and 2, when that starts to melt, that's fun. So it's not really reusable. So that's what I use. And you don't have to put them in if your rabbits are hardy to heat and all of that. I choose to because I think it is a better situation for them. And yeah, let's go from there. All right. Eric's here. Howdy. Howdy, Eric. Thanks for joining us a little bit yesterday. Hope you had a good rest of the day. And we enjoyed your joke. We're on for an hour today. Because I got stuff I need to get done. Don says, Eric, LOL, I just cut my fingernails and mess up typing. Oh, you called him Eric. I got it. I read it right. Oh, yeah. Verna, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hopefully you have enough time, Verna, to find a place. Because if you have enough time, then that'll be better. Yeah. Aaron says we are in the 90s already. Aaron, it's not even summer yet, guys. Summer is like in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Yeah. Bill says hatch a couple batches of quail, some of my own to replace them, and some from Aaron. Awesome. Good, good, good. Vernon wants to know what your hatch rate is. That's awesome. Everybody's saying that's awesome. Peter says everything, Verna, everything will work out. I'm sure of it for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. You will survive. Steve says, Aaron, you can come up here to cool off. I have 75 degrees. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Buster. Buster says, Verna, my heart is broken for you. Well, I hope you find a fantastic place. I really do. Yeah. Aaron said, Steve, I would love 75 degrees year round. That would be great. Yeah. The Bill's hatch rate from your 1-year-olds was about 50%, was better than the new eggs. All right. All right. What are you using to hatch them? Don't say an incubator because I already know that. Unless it's a chicken. Verna says, Eric, do you know why the... Uh-oh, we're turning the tables. Eric, do you know why the fox crossed the road? It was the chicken's day off. Oh, boy. There you go. Barodo Lumia 16. I haven't used that. Steve says, Bill, that's because Aaron kisses every egg before he packs them for a better hatch rate. I I think he was saying that the ones that were mailed were not as good. I think that's what he said. I don't know. Anyway. So, like I said when I came on, I have a possum. He's getting bigger, like babies do. His body's about like that big. He or she, I don't know. I'm just calling him. And I came in the front gate the other night and it was dark and I see the cherry tree branch like draped down and then he jumped off onto one of the planters underneath it. And I was like, oh, you're getting all the cherries. Those guys I find a little less annoying than, rats and stuff like that, but they can get annoying. At least I think there's only one, I think. Not sure what happened to the rest of them, but yeah, it's big enough the kitty cat doesn't do anything. I don't even think the cat does anything to rats, but he hasn't seen one in a while, probably. Eric says, tried donating blood today. Never again. Stupid questions. Whose blood is it? Where do you get it from? Why is it in a bucket? Ha 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 ha. Well, I do actually donate blood, and donating blood is good. Just donate your own. They do ask you lots of questions, that's for sure. I don't remember how many they ask, and it changes every once in a while. But yeah, I donate blood I think it's every 8 weeks. Is that right? Every other week? Not every other week, that'd be a lot. Every other month. And they take a pint. I think it's a pint plus the test tubes. So I think it's over a pint of blood. And it takes like 5 minutes, 6 minutes for it to bleed out. Which, if someone were bleeding out that quickly, I think I would be very concerned if it was a non-medical thing. Yeah. Oh no. Bill says I donated blood to the floor thanks to an angle grinder. Bill, I don't think the floor needs blood. Please be safe. Be safe. What did you cut? How did you cut yourself on angle grinder? Angle grinder. Angle grinder is the one that's like this, right? Or is it a stationary? Anyway. Don't hurt yourself. And Buster's laughing at Eric. All right. Is the ankle grinder the one that I used for the rabbit flooring? I think it was called. It's called a grinder. That's all I know. And my brain is tired, by the way. So. Um, PJ says, I used to donate blood until I contracted hepatitis A when you were pregnant with your son. Yeah, hepatitis A is something they don't let you do. I don't think they let you do it. They've changed a whole bunch of things. Like I know when I was in high school, they came into the gym at the high school, and we people went to donate blood, and um, at that point, if you were female and if you were on your period or had been on your period in the last so many days, they wouldn't let you donate. That's no longer a thing. So they don't even ask about that anymore. But I was always on, it was always, hope, I guess I'm not given. Yeah. Steve says, angle grinder, rapidly spinning wheel of death. All right. All right. Berta says, I have FMS, don't donate as they don't know what causes it. I wouldn't want to wish it on anyone. Yeah. Yeah. Don wants to know what that is, Verna. Yeah. And Bill says, I had Lyme, Bartonella, and Babesia, so I don't donate blood. I don't know if they ask about the first two, but the third one they definitely say, do not. I don't even know what the last two are. I know what Lyme disease is. But yeah, I recognize the last one for the sole reason of they asked me if I've ever had it. So I hope you're healthy and happy now. Yeah. Oh, Dawn says to Verna, I got it. Dr. Klinghardt? I don't know who that is. Swears it's a form of Lyme disease. Lyme disease can do some funky things. Yeah. Yeah, PJ, you'll always test positive for Hep A now, even though you don't have it anymore. Yeah, I think that's the same for all the hepatitis. How do we say multiple? Well, I'm glad you don't have it anymore because that is something they ask you if you've been around a hepatitis A outbreak. I don't know why A. A must be more readily picked up. I don't know. I think one can be in food or something, right? Or like not in food, but like contaminated in food. I might be making something up, so don't trust me on that. It's transparency there, right? Don said, or Verna says, Don, that would explain why I can't eat very much beef. Is it all tastes like liver? Well, there is that tick-borne illness. I don't remember what it's called, but people can't eat red meat. But I think that's like an allergy. Interesting. Well, hopefully you will find a place that will let you have your rabbits, and they will be good. Alpha gal. I don't know what you're telling me, Bill. Let me look that up. Oh, it's a syndrome? Mammalian meat allergy. Alpha-gal syndrome is what I'm talking about. Serious allergic reaction that can occur after eating red meat or other products containing alpha-gal, a sugar found in most mammals. Caused by immunoglobulin antibodies against alpha-gal, which are acquired after being bitten by certain ticks, most commonly Lone Star tick. That I remember that now. They can be mild or life-threatening symptoms 3 to 6 hours after eating them. All right, there you go. There you go. Yeah, the red meat allergy. Brenda says, only red meat that didn't make me gag was quail. I don't think quail is a red meat. It's a dark meat, but it's not red meat, in my opinion. Yeah. Dawn says, since I had Lyme disease, I'm allergic to onions and garlic. Very strange. Are you sure you were not bitten by a vampire? Verna says, don't have problems with onions, garlic. I mean, I have problems with onions, but it's not a real problem. It's just I don't like them. I was the kid that pulled the onion out of the onion ring and ate the ring. Threw away the onion. So, anyway. So I want to know what is ripening in your guys'. Oh, you pulled it off of you, Dawn? Yeah, topic of the day. That's what I'm trying to get to. Trying to get to it, Steve. But first, we're gonna say hi to Linda. Hi, Linda. Hello. Listening in while I put up shade cloth for my quail and chicken pens. Awesome. Is it supposed to get hot where you are? Because we have a heat warning, but it's kind of weird about the projections are only to like 90 or 91, but the there's a heat warning. So yeah. Anyway, what I would like to know is what is ripe in your yard right now, and kind of see what people are doing. I don't have any tomatoes yet. It's a little early for that anyway. Cherries are ripening. We have peaches about to ripen, which is weird. Everything's late this year. The desert gold peaches are usually super early. Now it does have peach leaf curl this year, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, everything's late this year, it seems. The borage is kind of on the tail end of the flowering. Carnations that just started, you can eat those too. The flowers for the pineapple guava are in full force, and they are very tasty. You can eat the petals; they're very tasty, and yeah, good stuff. And if I think of anything else, I'll tell you. The beets are about to go to flower right now. Early too. That one's early, I think. Everybody's saying hi to Linda. Eric has a joke. Teacher, Johnny, can you use the word gruesome in a sentence? Johnny, yes, ma'am. I used to be shorter, then I grew some. That is a good one. All right. Dandelions. Bill, you're giving me one word sentences. What are we talking about? Oh, you thought you were having a reaction to quail eggs. That would be a curse. So you were having a reaction to dandelions? Why are we saying dandelions? Dandelions went all the way. You're saying dandelions because that's what's growing. Because I asked you what's growing. I'm tired, guys. Dandelions are growing. Dandelions. I think I have some puffballs now, but we pretty much don't get rid of them. I have 2 in my yard. I pulled all the other ones. I have 2 in my yard. I have no idea how deep the roots are by now, but I have tried to pull them up several times and it just doesn't work. So it's become food for the animals. It works. It works. Steve says, "Oh man, my dandelions all went away." Okay. Buster has squash. I was going to have squash until the little possum ate it. Dawn says, "I can onions well cooked in." Oh, you can have them. I'm guessing, not you can them. Well cooked in moderation. Garlic sucks because I love it. Yeah, they both will make my lips burn and then my nose turned ice cold. Ew, weird. That's a weird sound I made too. Sorry. I eat them and run and brush my teeth. My mouth out really good. Can you have roasted garlic? Because that kind of changes. It changes everything in it. I think it makes it sweeter. It takes away the bite. Yeah. I would be curious if that works for you, Dawn. All right, Linda. Sorry. Again, yawn together. We will all feel like we are not alone. If you feel like you're alone, just yawn and everybody else will yawn too. You're like, I got the power. You guys know that song? Okay, I'm done. Linda says we are 100 plus for the next 3 days. right now we are grabbing the last of the mulberries. Mulberry shrub drink is the bomb. All right. Well, I hope you keep your critters cool. Um, Mine should be good to go. I hope they keep cool. This will be the baby bunnies first heat. So it did get up to 89, 88, 89 the other day, so they did fine. Yeah. Bill says 4 weeks until blueberries here. Can't wait. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Peppers, Buster said. I was trying to mix blueberry and peppers together. I'm tired. I have peppers flowering right now in the green stock. Dawn says, "Oh, my nasturtium seeds aren't germinating. What? Today is day 20. I think I'm going to have to start them in the petri dish." Dawn, what did you do to get them started? Because they do need some scarification. Either soaking, which I don't think would be an issue in an aqua hydroponics situation, or if you put sandpaper on them or just rub them on the cement or whatever, that seed coat needs to be cracked so that the water can get in. That is key to growing nasturtiums. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. I got it. I asked. He answered. Dandelions. Verna says, my tomatoes are in flower. I think I have some flowers. Some flowers, not sunflowers. Have some peppers growing. Had to pinch my potatoes flowers off. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. There are some sunchokes starting on the side yard. They're only like this tall. It's from one year I planted the whole side yard in sunchokes, and there was a lot of them. And I left a patch when I harvested. I left a patch just to be there. And so that's what's there. All right. PJ has one elephant garlic. Oh. Steve says, if a possum was eating my garden, I'd be having possum stew. Steve, I don't have I don't have the attention to spend on it. This is probably the same one that was underneath the little step by the door that we have to lift up to get underneath the house. There was one there that was littler, so I'm guessing it's the same one. When the plumbers did the uprights through to the kitchen and the bathroom, and I grabbed it, I scruffed it and moved it, and it was fine. But I'm guessing it's probably the same one. Yeah. They're good at climbing too. Amy! Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Hi, everyone. I just finished my first meal of homegrown rabbit. You did process. Congratulations. How was it? Everybody saying hi. Thank you. Thank you for your blessing, Steve. Oh, and Verna. And Amy. And whoever else. Dawn says, Katrina, I can't even have garlic powder without it messing me up. I eat it and have to immediately brush my teeth or I am screwed for the whole night. Oh, no. Verna says, my rabbits just stretch out during the hot part of the day. Yeah, they pretty much just chill. I mean, they're a lot more active at night anyway. They're active in the morning, the evening, and at night, and they're a lot less active during the day. And if you are out at night, you can see them. You know, they're walking around, running. The babies are playing and all that at night. Yeah. Amy says, can I start seeds in well-rotted rabbit poop? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. As long as the moisture's right. In fact, Andy Rabbit, who I don't think is on here yet, she says she only grows in that, I think. Yeah. Dawn says, I put them inside rapid rooters, which are wet sponges. So they should have sprouted then. Yep, and fresh poop too, Myrna says. Yep. PJ says, my nasturtium started really well, just throwing them in the dirt. And so it might have been wet enough too, right? I mean, it will get there. If it rained or something and it soaked for a little bit, it will get there. It's just if you want them to sprout now, then you scarify them. Yeah. Berta says you can put rabbit scat fresh on the garden. It is cold fertilizer. Yep, it's called cold manure. Oh, Linda wants to know why you pinch the potato flowers off. It's supposed to give more energy to the potato. Similar to if you want to grow fava beans for the nitrogen nodules. So fava is it's a broad bean, so it's not of this hemisphere. It's from the other hemisphere. It's a broad bean. It's big and broad, and it is a nitrogen fixer, and you can see the nitrogen, like these little, sometimes not so little, white nodules on the roots. And if you want that in your soil, if your goal is to get the bean, you let it go and you get the bean. If your goal is to grow it to refix nitrogen into your soil, then when the flowers are halfway through their bloom, you cut it down. Now, I don't know how you determine what halfway through the bloom is. You probably have to have seen a few seasons. But it's the same idea where you pinch off the flowers. So you're essentially saying, no, don't grow up here, grow down there. So when you pinch off something above ground, you're making below ground growing. Yeah, English. Same thing happens when you prune a tree. So if you get a new tree and you put it in the ground and you immediately prune it, then you're going to give that growth power to the roots. The roots have to figure out what to do. And you may actually have some root die off because of that, because it's going to kind of mirror the top, but it will have nice, it will boost the growth of the roots there. They'll grow, and then you'll see the top grow. That makes sense, hopefully. Yeah, Dawn, nick the shells and restart them. Do that. Yep. Potatoes bigger. Yep, exactly. Dawn says, "Oh, my wild rabbits aren't even out during the day." Yeah, they don't. I mean, they're smart, right? They only come out when when they're not going to die. They are a prey animal after all, but it's also hot. Amy says, had a hard time cooking it all the way through without overcooking the outside. I did a salt, pepper, or is it flour? Flour, salt, pepper, and quail egg dredge. Yep. Husband tried a little. So frustrating. If I debone and hide it in barbecue, I am thinking he would be happier. Oh boy. Yeah. So the key to cooking with rabbit, which actually I talked about last Tuesday video. Tomorrow's video is going to be about raising rabbits and processing rabbits for good cooking. I don't know what Thursday's video is, if I have a Thursday video. There might not be one, to be honest. I'm going to try and make one. If I do, it's going to be short and sweet. All right. Plucking flowers sends the growth to the potato spud, not the flowers make seeds. Exactly. No, Dawn, they do not need a heat mat. Nasturtiums do not need a heat mat. Didn't use one because it's well over 70. No, you don't need a heat mat for nasturtiums. They actually start growing in the spring here. So they come up naturally here, the ones that self-seed. Trying to think of when they do that. I want to say like March or something, maybe February or March here. But they do it by themselves. Yeah. Fava beans. I don't know what that is. Chianti? I have no idea what that is. Verna says, Amy, cook it in condensed cream mushroom soup. You cook everything in condensed cream mushroom soup, Verna. If he likes mushrooms, he will love it. There you go. Oh, what are nasturtiums? And they're pronounced nasturtiums, and they're spelled not nasturtiums. And they are a wonderful flower. And I will go get one, Bill, just for you, because you came here special. I will go get you one. Entertain your guys' self for like 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. Okay, I actually brought some other edible flowers. We'll talk about them. I always blow on them before I eat them from the garden. This is a nasturtium. This is typical color. Sometimes they're a little brighter. There are different varieties. There's red ones. I did a video, a taste test. Was that Thursdays? I think it was Thursday's one. And there's cream ones and yellow ones and, multicolored ones, all that. But it is spicy, not spicy like a pepper, spicy kind of like black pepper. So not like a chili, but kind of like a black pepper. It tastes almost exactly like papaya seeds. So if you like papaya seeds or even knew that you could eat papaya seeds, tastes like that. It's what's on fancy people salad. It had that bite, like that was really spicy. Like kind of like how ginger does. Like if you eat a raw piece of ginger. I don't know if you're going around eating raw pieces of ginger. I like it. All right. Mm-mm-mm. You were joking. Is that a kind of quail? I have some in a cage. No. You're joking? Okay. Well, I still brought you a flower. You're welcome, Bill. Chianti is a wine. That's why I don't know it. I'm not a drinker. Mushroom soup, the sauce of kings. Steve. I remember cream of mushroom soup, the condensed one. And man, once you have actual cream of mushroom soup with chanterelles, that's another one that's funnily spelt. At my grandma's house, there were chanterelles that grew under the oak tree, and I didn't know that they were edible until last year I lived there. I lived there for like 5 or 6 years when I did my master's, and then after that, while I was looking for a place, and I didn't know it was edible until last year. And man, I made cream of chanterelle soup. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yeah. Yep. Amy said, husband would never eat it with cream soup. A rabbit eating a nasturtium flower might be the cutest thing ever. They taste like floral wasabi. It's kind of like wasabi, but not quite. I would say it's the closest thing I know it tastes like is the seed of papayas. Yeah. Oh, Chianti is a wine, and the fava beans with it are a Silence of the Lambs reference. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're saying, look how I spelled it. Nasturtiums. They're spelled anyway. Okay. Eric says, found out my friend Jack can communicate with vegetables. Apparently, Jack and the beans talk. Good one. Boy. Amy's laughing at Steve. Why are you laughing at Steve? Oh, mushroom soup. It's also all King's. Yeah. Yeah. But it's spelled like this. It is spelled. If I can click into the box, that would be helpful. That's how it's spelled. I think. How would you do it? Almost the same. Anyway, it's okay. Ed's here. Welcome, Ed. Hi, all. Lost track of time. That is okay. I understand. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well and doing something crafty. Yeah. Some quail can be nasty. Get it? Yes, I get it. I get it, Steve. Oh. It is funny, though, how that word is written and how it's spelled. I mean, how it's written and how it's pronounced. So this is another one. This is borage. Tastes like cucumber. And I actually used the leaves. I've dehydrated them and ground them up, or powdered them up, and made ziti sauce with it, and that works really, really well. It's a substitute to cucumber, really, at that point. And if you're making like a powder, you can do ziti sauce with that. I made it with that and chocolate mint. That was really good. It was really good. Buster says hi to Ed. They aren't up to your level of humor. They'll get it sooner or later. I got it. I thought there was a further meaning, though. Those reference was, the turd in the middle. Turd. I saw the D. I did not see the turd. I'm sorry. I did not get it, apparently. Thank you for explaining words to me, PJ. Bill, lame jokes are where it's at. It's good. Amy says, trying to go borage this year. You're not going to try. You are going to succeed because all it takes is one. All the borage in my yard came from one plant my neighbor gave me, and it has self-sown everywhere. Where says, good thing I didn't plant my borage. So the other flower I picked, I need to pick the whole flower. This is pineapple guava. As you can imagine, all the pollinators like it. And pineapple guava, I have quite a few videos on pineapple guava. I'll probably do a short video on pineapple guava flowers tomorrow, maybe something like that. I don't know. They are pineapple guavas are super, super good. Around here, the only place you can get the fruit is Safeway, and they're like $3 each, and they're like this big, like an egg. And it's ridiculous because they're not even ripe. So pineapple guavas are green when they're ripe, and they drop on the ground when they're ripe. So like they're a perfect street tree, honestly, because no one knows that they're food, and it doesn't take much water, and it's evergreen. So that is a flower, and you can eat the petals of the flower. And the petals of the flower, you can see they're like pink on the inside, and they roll up and they're white. And that tastes exactly like the fruit. It's really amazing. I always have people try it when they come over and they're in bloom. Now these will fruit in the wintertime. So that's pretty cool. And what's awesome about this is petals have nothing to do with the actual flower, right? You can pollinate that, and that'll become a fruit. Well, it won't anymore because it's not on the tree, but if it was on the tree, it would. It doesn't really smell like much. It's okay. Still so pretty. Yep. Bill says, some of my friends grow passion flower. They are really cool. Yes, they are. I have Frederick's passion flower. Again, English. Passion fruit, which also has passion flower. And passion flower, the flower is a medicinal. And I've actually tried using it how you're supposed to use it. And I don't recommend doing that without medical like someone there. It lowered my heart rate drastically. Like it's supposed to be a calming effect, but it felt like it did it too much. So I'd never use it again. But let me be the guinea pig, not you. And know that it does have medicinal qualities, and I personally would not use it unless there's someone who knows more about it than I do around. And it's interesting because all of the things that I read, you guys know me, I research the heck out of things before I do anything. None of it said that it does anything, to that level. And I felt uncomfortable after I had it, like maybe I shouldn't have done that, So yeah, don't do that. But the fruit is good. And there's lots of different varieties. Ed says don't eat it. I'm sure something peed or pooped on it. And well, I didn't see any bird poop. And it's high enough, I doubt anything peed on it. In case you don't know, birds don't pee. They only poo. And hey, extra salts. I don't eat a whole lot of salt anyways. There you go. Just make a recipe a lot weaker. Maybe. Amy says passion flower, the anti-passion herb, not for the type B personality. I don't know what that means. Not for the type B personality? I don't know what type B is. It's funny. I've been going through some things, and I did come up with, and I didn't actually look at it. I just saw what it was and went, I don't need this. It was a Myers-Briggs test from when I was a resident assistant in the dorms in my undergrad, and we did that as a group thing once, and I didn't even look to see what I was. I just recycled it. Like, I'm not going to change now. Steve said, Ed, we live longer when we eat stuff that isn't all clean anyway. True. Eric says, what did the baby corn say to the mama corn? Where's popcorn? Oh boy. That was cute. I agree, Verna. Dad joke night. Bill, you have been gone too long. Eric is our in-house dad joker, and he tends to relate his dad jokes very quickly to stuff that we're talking about. We're talking about garden, so he has garden dad jokes. There you go. Topical. Verna says, every time Eric graces us with his presence. Yep. And Serena, too. Serena isn't on. I keep saying Serena and Eric need to meet. You guys need to meet. You have a hilarious time together doing dad jokes all the time. Oh, boy. All right, guys. It is 7:01. So I need to get going. You guys have any questions, things you want to talk about before I head out? I know usually we go 2 hours, but this week, this might be the last week we do this, but might be one more week. I don't know. So just things are happening right now for me, and they're all good things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. Good vibes. Send good vibes this way. But everything's going well, and I will tell you at some point what's going on. Yeah. Where are you going? What are you doing? And stop keeping secrets. Well, Verna knows and Zach knows. It's not really quail related. So hey, there's some stuff. Don't prod them. Oh, always sending everyone good vibes. Yes. Thank you. Amy says, thanks for being here, everyone. Absolutely. Bill says night, and Verna says, have a blessed night. All right. Well, I am going to sign off then. Thank you for joining me. Looking forward to QuailCon. Yes, yes. And I will be talking about rabbits at QuailCon. I'm going to focus that on the homesteading side of raising rabbits. So, all right. I will see you guys all next Monday. Thank you for joining me. And I am going to go get more stuff done. All right. Good night. Good night. Have a wonderful night.